offense get better, I think that this team might surprise some people.
What do you think, Kmart? At the Colts, there's so many questions at the quarterback position there.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones going to get the nod.
No, I think so. Even over the years, despite their quarterback situation, the Colts have always sort of been in the mix. I think Daniel Jones, listen, he's looking at a situation where I can take this position and ride with it. I think they got the horses.
Harry is nodding confidently.
Because this football team last year had 4 games that they lost by 1 score. 2 of those happened against the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
They easily could have won. If they win 1 or 2 of those games, they win the division.
You know what? Like, there's so much talk about, well, if this team had, lost these number of games last year against them, it doesn't matter what happened last year. Although, I hear your point.
Okay, well, Debbie Downer did, Luke. Kill the whole segment, Luke. My gosh.
I hear
Kill the whole segment.
You know what I really
Hell of a way of agreeing.
You know what I really do like about the Colts this year, though. Honest to God, look, Daniel Jones and Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren's going to be a stud.
Yeah.
He's going to be one of the
He
best tight ends in the NFL, and that's going to be someone who he's going to lead on. I think that's going to be a guy that Daniel's going to ride to success or not.
What are you basing Tyler Warren's projection on? Is it what he did last year?
No,
It's
based on what he did a couple of weeks ago in the preseason.
Someone has to win that division, right? The
Yeah.
Texans have so many injury problems.
Why can't-
Jacksonville, we have questions. What I'm saying is Mike Tannenbaum sat here yesterday and said he likes the Titans to win that division.
Mike, I'm with you, brother. They could absolutely rise up and smack some people and have people going, wait a minute, where did this come from? And why? It's because of Cam Ward. This kid is going to take this organization, by the steering wheel and is going to ride these. I'm telling you.
I think this may be a podcast episode more than a TV show thing, but I think it speaks to like the preparation of quarterbacks. We've had more kind of transformational quarterbacks, like with Jaden and with Stroud.
Yeah.
Like that's a newer development.
All of the returns, for those of you who are just sort of checking back into the beginning of the football season, all of the early returns on Cam Ward have been through the roof. Now, they haven't played games yet, but everyone loves what they're getting so far in Tennessee. All right, let's go. Harry, give me a bold prediction for the upcoming NFL season.
Yeah, I'm going to go up to Buffalo, New York with the Buffalo Bills. They will have the #1 seed in the AFC. I also think this is going to be huge years for 2 players that they drafted on the offensive side. Excuse me. You're talking about Keon Coleman and also Dalton Kincaid. Those 2 guys are going to step up tremendously. They're going to be better defensively as well. That's what kind of got them in the game versus Kansas City in the AFC Championship game, that secondary. They will have the #1 seed in the AFC. Can't wait to see it.
I hear you. And they are favored in every game. They're the only team that's favored in every game, including the one they play against Kansas City. But, Neek, I hate saying this, but the Bills have become one of those teams that what they do in the regular season almost doesn't matter, right? Whether they're the 1 seed, the 3 seed, whatever it is. Is this finally the year that Josh and the Bills get over the hump?
I think so. I mean, I feel ridiculous saying it because I also believe that the Chiefs are better than they were last year, and I also believe that the Ravens obviously are going to have something to say in that situation. But the Bills keep getting closer and closer, and they are the team that I think has done the most with less out of these top teams, and I think it could be the year for them. I don't know how bold the prediction is. The team that's favored in all of these is going to be the #1 seed. But since Lou opened the door for shooting at each other, I'm down.
I didn't mean to do that to you, brother.
It's too late now, Lou.
No, you opened the door. This is my game, baby.
By the way, look at that number on the screen. Our analytics say the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens all share the same best chance of getting out of the AFC.
Must-see TV.
It's kind of hard to say. It certainly feels like it makes sense, and you got the 3 all-time great quarterbacks. All right, Kmart, give me a bold prediction. You're about to say something, because I sneaked a peek, that no one else has said on this show.
That's why it's bold. Go big or go home. Micah Parsons and the Cowboys will get a deal done before they play a week from tomorrow. You heard it here first. What am I basing it on? A wish and a prayer. You know why? Because at this point, listen, I'm hoping that deadlines for action with Jerry Jones, I hope that seeing Trey Hendrickson and Terry McLaurin figure out a compromise in both of those cities. I hope that gets to Micah and Jerry, because honestly, Micah is more like, think about him on the sidelines. Jerry doesn't want to see that when you're facing the Eagles in week 1. He needs all the horses, and I think it'll get done.
So there are 2 pieces to this. I'm not going to play the Brian Schottenheimer sound again. We played it earlier. He just basically said he'll need to ramp up. The best way to play football is to play football, and they're still holding out hope that he'll be on the field next Thursday. That'll happen one of 2 ways. It'll happen if he caves, he being Micah Parsons, and just says, all right, for lack of a better word of putting it, you beat me. There's nothing else I can do. I want to play. I want the money. I'm going to do it. Or, to your point, Jerry Jones recognizes that he is cutting off his nose to spite his face and makes what should be the easiest deal in the NFL with the best player on his team.
I think that's the most likely outcome because we talked about earlier. Given the track record, that is what Jerry has tended to do. And we also talked about earlier, like when you're having public negotiations, like you need the opposite side to have some sort of dignity in the way that they end the negotiation. Right now, they're forcing Micah into a position where he has to come back kind of hat in hand. I don't see Micah doing that. I do see Jerry Jones, over the history of his career, he's always going to pay the good guys. Like, that's what he's going to do.
If he doesn't have a new deal, do you think he plays? Forget the injury. Do you believe he's on the field a week from Thursday night based on the
I don't think if you're his agent, I don't think you would want, and again, this is just, if I am his agent, I'm advising him not to step on the field until he gets his money. And that's where I feel like Micah can be dug in. But Jerry has a first-year head coach in Brian Schottenheimer, a guy who is entering this situation where he needs his best player, forget defensive, whatever side of the ball, his best player on the field. I don't see how Jerry can drag this on.
So you say that's the most likely outcome? So it's my turn to shoot. Not that bold. But we've seen it in the past. Well, let's go 3 for 3.
Wait. I was there in Cleveland, week 1. I was there in Cleveland week 1 last year where they're playing Dallas. And like right as I'm on the sidelines, oh, guess what? Schefter breaking that. Wait a minute. Dak Prescott has a new deal.
So is Jerry going to make room for a third in this negotiation now? Is David Mulligetta going to be pulled into it? Because he said there's no room, right?
One thing that I left out in saying that he always pays the players is that sometimes he makes them sweat longer than now because Dak had to play on a franchise tag. Right now, Micah is still under contract. So if he does the same thing that Dak did, it's another year, and then a year after that,
the franchise exactly. He hasn't even reached the franchise.
Jerry holds all the cards right now. He understands that, and from a pride standpoint, I don't think he's letting that go. I really don't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this seems to transcend business. This seems like point-proving time for him. This seems like kind of like a game to him, like a game of chicken. Because I mean, why else would you let it take this long? Like, what is his exit?
Because
what's Jerry's exit?
If you watch the Netflix series about Jerry, the cowboy, the gambler and his Cowboys, loyalty is so important to him, and when people go against what he thinks their agreement is. Like, every time Jerry has been doubted, he digs his heels in a little bit more and says, okay, I'm going to show you. However, it's been 30 years of just futility. Like, I think at some point, Jerry, to your point about cutting off your nose to spite your face, I don't think Jerry wants to answer those questions with Mike on the sidelines.
Here's the problem I think we have, meaning if we no one is better for, if you're a football fan, for not having a great player playing, is that while almost everyone I know, everyone I've talked to, and I think almost all reason and common sense suggests that Jerry Jones is in the wrong here, he doesn't think so. And if he does, his is the only opinion that matters on that subject. I think he thinks he's right. So when you said this transcends business, I know what you mean by that, but what's the opposite of transcend? Descend? This is below business. It's way worse than business. He's allowed it to get to a place that it never should, and thus came out, while I love your optimism, I don't think that's going to happen, and I do not think they will have a deal before next Thursday. I don't think Micah's going to play. I think he's going to sit that game out, and then we'll really see. We will be in the Emmitt Smith game of chicken 33 years later. Does the owner cave if Philadelphia scores 50 points against them?
But it's sad, though. It's sad in my opinion, too, right? Because you think about it being a Thursday night football game, and it could be the most watched ever in Thursday night football history.
It could.
Fans want to see the best players on the field. I want to see Micah Parsons.
He doesn't he don't care about. I mean,
he doesn't.
You saw his interview, right, with Stephen A. We all watched it.
Jerry.
Exactly. Jerry. Does he seem like a guy who right now gives a damn about anything that anyone thinks, including Micah?
At 82 years old.
You know what I mean? He's just like, I'm the one who needs to be satisfied here. I'm the one who owns this team. I'm the one who's the general manager. I'm the one who's negotiating the contract. I'm the one who's really controlling everything here. And that's why I think this is a very, very unique situation, regardless of what happened with Troy. I mean, what happened with Emmitt, what happened with CD, what happened with Dak. This seems different. This seems different. This seems very, very personal.
I think there's a bunch of different ways to look at it. And one of the ways to look at this about Jerry Jones is that he does like the circus, and they're going to lose to the Eagles whether Michael is out there or not. He is enjoying this circus. He has a documentary to promote. He is drawing attention. Thursday Night Football, part of the conversation is going to be a camera cutting to Jerry Jones and cutting to Micah Parsons talking about this. Then the week after, they're going to sign Micah Parsons, and he's going to get a bunch of sacks. Like, that seems like a realistic
Name another owner in the time that you have covered professional football or professional sports who has said, when things seem a little bland, I kind of like to stir it up. When there's nothing going on, I'll make something go on. Like, what are you talking about?
He said it in the documentary. He said it when he fired Jimmy. After that, he said in the documentary that his wife said, "You just don't like it good, do you?"
Yeah. He doesn't like it. He can't handle nice things.
All right, we'll see where it goes. Coming up, it is the biggest question facing the most intriguing NFL rookie. Did the Jaguars make... We are back, Sneaky Hembo. We're looking ahead this week. Of course, Arch Manning will make his sort of debut with Texas on some level. We know that he's played, but now it becomes his team. And we're expecting big things. Who was the only Texas player who finished in the top 3 in the Heisman voting in multiple seasons?
So the obvious answers would be Ricky Williams or a guy like Vince Young.
Right.
But I'm going to go with Earl Campbell.
Tyler Rose. That's what they used to call him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was looking at you like, what?
That's not right. It's Colt McCoy.
I said it,
It is
too.
Colt McCoy. Who said it?
I said it in the break.
You said it, Colt McCoy?
I said it in the break.
Not when it mattered, you didn't. Colt McCoy, 2008 and 2009, he finished second. He finished third. Scored that one a win for Hembo.
That's a great response. Not when it mattered.
I second-guessed myself.
By the way, just a funny behind-the-scenes moment. Like, Lewis walked in before Brandon wanted him to. It just makes me laugh. Lewis paying no attention. He was just like, I'm walking in. Okay, let's put up my favorite picture.
Get out of here. Move
My
out
favorite
the way.
photo.
Move out the way. Okay, why are we using this photo, guys?
Well, every time we put it
I was very shocked that day.
Would Kmart be shocked? That's the name of the feature. Here we go.
Yes.
If I said Matthew Stafford, who we've had all these questions about his back and everything all this time, if I said he is going to light up the Texans week 1, would Kmart be shocked?
Greeny, I actually would not be shocked as long as he stays away from Derek Stingley Jr. I do think Matthew Stafford will want to show that the back is not an issue. I might be concerned with it, but I think they're going to come out looking to test this defense. And particularly, you got Devontae Adams there now and Puka Nacua. I think they'll be good.
Dominique, Rams, Super Bowl contender, yay or nay?
Yeah, I'm high on the Rams, but I'm really concerned. It's a little early in the season to be having a quarterback with injury issues. The idea that Matthew Stafford is going to go through the whole season healthy and be in tip-top condition for the playoffs is scary to me.
All right, I want to save time for this one. Let me jump to the next one because this is the most interesting topic of conversation for me. Kmart, let's get to Travis Hunter is the next one.
Yes.
Would Kmart be shocked if Travis Hunter starts at both wide receiver and corner week 1 against Carolina?
All right. I would not be shocked, but I don't like it. I think because they moved up to get him, they gave up a lot of draft capital and moved up to get this pick to select him. And I think this is an organization that has been bereft of playmakers, and they've got Trevor Lawrence. Listen, we are waiting for Trevor Lawrence to ascend into that upper echelon of QB play. I think they need him on both sides of the ball. But I just worry about injury with him.
So here's the part of this that I find, he got hurt already, right? He had an upper body injury. He missed some games in the preseason. They said he could have played the last one if it had been a regular season game. But here's the thing. I'm hearing too many people say, well, they traded up in the first round. They traded next year's number 1. It will have been a mistake. It will have been a waste of the pick, or however you want to put it, if he doesn't play both ways. And I keep thinking to myself, that's a terrible reason to make this decision. Do you feel as though there is that sort of pressure for them to play him on both sides of the ball because of the compensation they gave up to get him?
I think when it comes to the Jacksonville Jaguars, did you trade up for Travis Hunter to play both ways? If that's why you traded up, then yes. You have to play them both ways. Because let's think about this. The Jacksonville Jaguars secondary wasn't good last season.
Right.
They were horrible. So you're basically saying we're going to kill two birds with one stone. We're going to get a guy that can make sure Trevor Lawrence is right, but then we're going to get a guy that can go to the defensive side of the ball and intercept the football, cause takeaways, and give us more possessions.
Look, so Lewis, it's basically they're saying we're going to have a 54-man roster. Everyone else has a 53. But we've got one guy who is two players at the same time. I continue to ask the question, is that a possibility? Can that really be over the course of an NFL season?
No, he's not going to be able to play 100-plus snaps every game. You just can't do that, not at this level. The physical toll is just too great. We know that. We know that. But there's no question to me that the reason why they traded up is because of kind of that thinking that we're getting two for the price of one. They have compared this guy to Shohei Ohtani.
Right.
Okay? When you compare a guy like that who hasn't even played it down in the National Football League to a guy who's right now being considered maybe one of the greatest talents in baseball ever.
Right.
What you're saying is, no, you ain't playing just one side of the ball. You're playing offense and defense, just like Shohei does in baseball.
I know.
I think that's exactly why they traded up together.
But that's
he feels pressure. He came out and said
they've already laid the table.
He laid it out. He said,
well, that too. He's not
the
backing
combine.
away from it.
He said,
right.
I want to play both ways. I can do it all. I can
Right.
do that. And I think he's going to try to.
You know what
try
Shohei
to do it.
Ohtani never has to do? Tackle Derrick Henry or anyone
Or get
else.
blown up.
Have that happen.
run
to
with
you.
Jamar Chase.
That's what I mean. And do them both in the same game. Here's the part of it I find interesting. He doesn't have to play both ways in an individual game. Do you believe Dominique Foxworth, having played corner? This is a perfect example. I got a corner and I got a wide receiver. Can they go into it week by week and say, this week you're more valuable to us at corner, so you're going to play corner this week and run a few routes. And then the next week you're going to play wide receiver and maybe you'll play on a dime package or something like that. Is that possible?
I mean, it's certainly possible, but I mean, playing receiver is pretty easy. Like, it's not that tough. they say, hey, go run over there, catch a ball. So you can walk. You can get
why
off,
are they killing you this
you get
show?
off the couch and go play receiver. DB requires attention to detail.
Man, get out of here. but I enjoy where you took that. But now let me take it to a serious question. Harry, is that with all of the work that goes, right? I mean, all the game planning every single week and the intense prep and the minutia of detail that is done every single week, can a player alternate? That to me feels like the way you could play both ways.
You have to
some weeks you play one and then the other.
You have to be extreme with your plan, and you have to map it out strategically. Because if you do not, you're going to have Travis Hunter on the injury report every single week, and that's not what you do not want.
Yeah, but I think you're asking two different questions. Can he handle it mentally? Can he handle having to flip the switch between, okay, this week I need to focus on what my route adjustments are, what my releases look like, what their coverages look like. I'm spending more time on offense. The next week it's about what are the releases, what are the cover rotations. Yeah, I think he can handle it mentally. Physically is the thing.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about. There's no way this young man can play 100-plus snaps a week. There's no way. You are going to have to divvy that up 70-30. You're going to have to split it up a little bit for him. Otherwise, did you see how slender he is and how slightly built he is? He'll get broken. He just will.
And we love him. None of this is meant as a question of him or anything. I love that he wants to do it. We all wonder if it is possible for a human being. As great as Shohei Ohtani is, this is a very different sport.
I'm intrigued. I can't wait to see it. I want to see what it looks like.
It's the most interesting thing about the team, for sure, by far. All right, one more Kmart shocked. So the Lions have been really kind of under the radar a lot this offseason. Would you be shocked if their defense shuts down Jordan Love in week 1?
Oh, I would be shocked because I just think Jordan Love, at this point, I'm waiting for him to take that next step. But it seems like second half of season, that's when he kind of gets going. I want to see it from week 1. I think the Lions are very good. They're going to get a lot of guys back and healthy, but still shutting down Jordan Love, I think is a bit much.
Are the Lions, some people feel like they missed their window. Are the Lions, in your opinion, still the significant Super Bowl contender they were a year ago?
Yeah, I do believe that they are. And I believe that, the process that they've gone through as far as replacing the coordinator has been something that Dan Campbell's been preparing for. I think this is another football team that's motivated, just like Kansas City is for different reasons, because of the fact that they feel like they've been very close. I think they have made some upgrades. The interior of the defensive line is one where you hope that they have enough bodies in there to continue to help Aiden Hutchinson on the outside, and they stay healthy in the secondary. But look, this team is loaded now. They have got receivers, they've got backs, they've got an offensive line, a quarterback, and great coaching. They should be right there.
We'll see. They open up, as you see, with 2 division games at Packers, home against the Bears. Fascinating division. Coming up, the eyes of Texas are on football's favorite son. We will show you